when your buddy calls and says, "Hey, if you hit that spot by 2:30 today, you're going to smoke that buck tonight." Guess what? You get your butt to that spot by 2:30. And that's exactly what Michael Sapp did. And we're honored to hear that story tonight. So, without further ado, help me give a big old Camp Broadside welcome to Mr. Michael Sapp.
Troy's talking about the 10-point miss. Swears it was close, but it don't sound like it. Brandon's grinning, bragging about his dope. Bartlett's spike, well, we all know it's blood trails and bucktails. Round the fire where the whiskey sails. Every heart's a story, every shot's a chance. What's your story to tell? What's your...
I'm telling you, that shit was the craziest thing I ever seen.
Michael Sapp, what's happening, buddy?
Not much, man.
How you doing?
Enjoying the day.
Yep, good day?
It's not a bad day.
Good, man. I love to hear that. So I had your brother on last week, 2 weeks ago. Really enjoyed getting to talk to him and hear about his hammer of a buck he put down, man.
Man, that was a stud.
Wasn't it? Good Lord.
You couldn't put your hand around the base of that thing.
That thing is huge.
Facts.
I was like, oh my God, dude. And then, after we did the podcast, he was like, here, hold this thing.
Oh, did he bring it with him?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I was like, oh my God, that thing was crazy heavy.
Yeah.
Probably the heaviest rack I've ever held.
It is thick.
Yeah, it was thick.
She thick.
He got him a good one. But you got a good one too. I seen that picture you posted. I was like, my God, that's a hammer of a buck too, man.
He's a dandy.
Yeah. Now, how many points was he?
He was, I want to say 10.
10 point?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He was a hammer. He had a nice rack. And you shot him over in Kansas.
Yep.
Yeah. So, but I definitely want to talk about that. Before we jump off into that, man, why don't you just kind of take us back to who you are and how you got into hunting and whatnot, and we'll just go from there and see where the conversation takes us, man.
All right. Dad always drug me out to the field with him when it was hunting season, rifle season. That was, how he hunted. Just harvested a couple deers here and there throughout the weekends of when rifle season was open in Missouri. Went on from that, got into bow hunting probably about 17 years ago, and just started swacking the heck out of does.
Yeah.
And then Nate hit me up one year back in 22, asked me to come out to Kansas and hunt with him. I put in for the draw. We hung up some cameras and seen something that was pretty dandy.
Yeah.
And back in 94, I killed a 17-point, grossed 151.
In Missouri?
Yeah, in Missouri, in Hickory County.
Okay.
So down south where they ain't got nothing but rocks and acorns.
Yeah. So that's a big deer for down there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was 12.
No kidding.
The 20 gauge single shot.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude.
And then, worked my way up from there. That was the biggest one I killed, and then I ain't never seen nothing like that ever again.
Yeah.
Other than that, just bow hunt. Last year, harvested 10 does and one busted up buck.
Yeah. 10 does.
10 does.
My goodness, that's a lot, dude.
Oh, yeah. Kids eat.
Yeah. Gotta feed them.
It's better than handing
How
them
many
money.
kids do you have?
I've got 4 kids.
4 kids?
4 kids, 4 grandkids.
Oh, nice.
So it's easier to give them food than handing them doll hairs.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure. That's me and my oldest son. I killed 4 deer last year, or this past season, and he killed 5. His first season of like completely all in bow hunting. Like, I'm gonna hunt the whole season.
Yeah.
And he had a great first season, dude. I'm like, good Lord, man, that's crazy.
That's a good one.
Yeah, but he owns his own electrical company, so he'd get his crews to working and whatnot. He'd go to the tree.
Dip out and gone.
I'm like, man, I used to tell him, I said, nobody hunts as much as I do. I hunt all the time. There are, obviously. But I'm always like, man, every chance I get, I'm in the woods, And this sucker starts hunting all the time. Next thing I know, I'm like, dude, you need a job, man. This is ridiculous. You're hunting every day. Yeah, he dove off into it, and he had a great time, and he's hooked.
That's what's up.
Yeah, his first sit, he ended up shooting 2 does within about 30 minutes of each other. He messaged me. He's like, hey, Dad, I just shot a doe. And we were hunting the same property. And he said, hey, I just shot a doe. I said, you see her go down? He said, yeah. I said, all right, just wait a little bit because I'm thinking, I ain't ready to get down. I'm hunting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not coming to help you yet. But it was early, obviously, so it was hot as heck, man. So I kept thinking, I can't just let that deer lay there. So I bet about 20 minutes goes by, and all of a sudden he's like, sends me a picture. There's a doe out in front of him. He said, hey, Dad, there's a doe out in front of me. And she looked good in the picture. I said, well, shoot her.
Yeah.
He's like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, I'm sure.
You already
You got a
dragged-
tag? Shoot her.
Already dragging one out. Might as well
Yeah.
make it two.
So he shot her and watched her go down. Then I was like, all right, I better get down and get over there, you know. And I'm like, you lucky son of a gun, dude. Who first time really out bow hunting and you shoot 2 deer in the first sit. I mean, that's
good.
yeah. Actually, I say that, but I did that. Mine was a little bit different story. First time I ever bow hunted, I was sitting on an old fallen down tree, about 6 feet in the air, and had no idea really what I was doing. And I had a little buck come in. I think he was a 6 point. He came in 15 yards broadside to me. So I was like, I guess this is when I shoot. So I shot.
Coming home.
He takes off, and I'm like, all right. My buddy was kind of teaching me, Greg Mays, he was kind of teaching me the ins and outs of bow hunting. And he's like, you got to wait an hour. Don't get down before an hour, you know. So I did. I sat there.
Twiddling your thumbs.
Well, I didn't have a cell phone back then. So I was looking at my watch, watching it. We're just waiting for that hour mark. As soon as it got an hour, I was like, all right, I'm down. So I start walking, and I'm following the blood. Next thing you know, I look up, and there's a doe walking straight towards me. And so I just kneel down behind a tree. You know, I got my bow like this, and I'm kind of squatting down behind the tree, and I poke out like this. And I see her start poking out, and I'm like, she's going to step right out. So I just drew back, come around this side of the tree. She stepped out, boom, smoked her. And I was like, first time out bow hunting, I just smoked a buck and a doe, you know. It was over. I was hooked. I've been a bow hunting junkie ever since, man.
Yeah, I mean, there's just something about it.
Yeah, that up close, you know. Me and somebody else was talking one time, and I mean, to shoot a rifle at something 300 yards or whatever, that's skill. I would never argue that, you know. But to shoot a deer with an arrow at 15 yards, it's just a totally different feeling.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They both take different skill levels, I guess, but the feeling and the emotion is crazy when that deer is right from here to the wall. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh my God, dude. And then just like the difference between people hunting in a tree stand or hunting on the ground, I'm pretty stoked. I want to shoot a deer off the ground, man. That's pretty wild.
Just go sit up at the edge of the field, make your little brush pile in front of you. Make sure you got some backing and sit there and wait.
That's what me and Brandon were talking about with our striker pattern. It was like, just crawl into them bushes right on the edge of them fields, like you were saying, right on that tree line. They'll never have a clue you're there. Smoke one.
So downwind and let it be.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see if I get it done this year or not. But it's hard to get me out of a saddle 20 feet up in the tree. I love that.
It's hard to get me up that high.
Yeah, I know that's right. I remember you saying that. You didn't like that at all.
No, I get about 12, 15, and then I'm like, this is good enough.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was telling you too. I was surprised you didn't saddle hunt, even because I would think it would be even better at that height. Heck, you could go 2 sticks up. You got your platform. You're tied to the tree, and I mean, you're ready to go.
Yeah. I mean, I just stick with my Summit.
Yeah. And then I know those things are comfortable as heck. I used to have one.
It's got the little footrest on the bottom of it. I keep my feet back.
Yeah. It's hard to argue with somebody when they're like, well, I'm comfortable. It don't matter. It's like, well, you do you then, bro.
It's like 18 pounds.
Yeah. It ain't nothing.
No, carry it in, carry it out.
Yep.
Be done.
I remember before I started saddle hunting, I'd had a couple stands that had gotten stolen, even on private land. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. And I told my buddy, I said, I'm going strictly mobile hunting. Whatever I take in the woods comes out with me. I'm not leaving nothing again. I'm tired of this. And so I ended up getting a Millennium hang-on stand, the lightest one they had, which was like the 100U or something like that. It was like 11 pounds. I bought some hot climbing sticks. And my pack. And that's what I'd take it in, climb up, set everything, hunt, tear everything down, and go home.
Yeah.
And so I'd shot a deer, and I called my buddy Chris. I said, hey, man, I shot this deer. Will you come out and help me drag it and whatnot? And he was like, sure. So I met him at the gate. Well, I come walking up with all my stuff on my back, and I get to my truck and I lower my tailgate and I turn around and say, "Hey, help me, give me a hand, throw this on the tailgate here." So he kind of lifts it up off my back. And he's like, "Dang, dude, that's your mobile setup?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's the lightest stuff I can find." And he goes, and it was probably 30 pounds
Yeah.
altogether, which isn't terrible, but
When you're
when
you're
you,
hiking way the heck in
yeah,
there.
you walk a mile or two in, set up. By the time you tear it down and walk back,
You
it's
don't.
some work. So the next day he hits me up and he's like, "You ever heard of this saddle hunting?" And I was like, "Are you talking about from a horse?" And he's like, "No, dude, check this out, man." And he sends me this deal about a saddle. And I was like, I said, "Nope, I won't do that, bro. That's crazy. You're hanging by a rope on a little bitty platform." I was like, "No way would I do
Yeah,
that."
because your platforms are what?
Yeah, my platform's yay big.
Oh no. Mm-mm.
And I'm like, "No way will I do that." And so, but I'm one of those guys, for one, I'm a gear junkie. Two, once I open up a rabbit hole, I start just going deeper and deeper. And that's exactly what I did with saddle hunting. I'm still going deeper into that crap. But yeah, so I started checking it out. Next thing you know, I bought a saddle, I bought different sticks, I bought a platform. My not then, now my sticks and my saddle weigh like 6 pounds. My platform, my sticks, my pack. I think everything I take to the woods is like 12 pounds.
You can't argue with that, though.
And I'm like, I can walk all day, you know what I mean, if I need to. And getting up super easy. Like we're talking about the platform. When I first started it, I got the biggest platform you could get. I still got like three of those. They're huge platforms, trophy line mission platforms. Um, because I thought, man, you need that real estate. I feel safe on that. I don't want this little bitty platform. Well, then I found out I was on the edge of that platform the whole time. I didn't really, because I lean back in it or I sit in it, and I'm just on the edge of the platform. So I kept thinking, there's no need for all this room. And I can get around the tree. I can get 360 degrees around the tree just by getting on the edge of the platform and turning like this. And all three of these, I shot just like that. I kept that tree in between me and the deer the whole time as they were coming in. And then when I knew they were going to step into a certain spot, I'd draw back and then I'd just come around that tree, and they had obviously no clue. Smoke them. And so my platform's gotten smaller and smaller and smaller. Now it's probably 15 inches wide, 14 inches wide, but yeah, I love it. I tell everybody, you got to try it, and we'll see what happens. I'll see if I can get you to try it.
I don't think that's going to
I
happen.
don't think so either.
No.
No, but you should try it. I'm saying.
Yeah, I hunted with a buddy on. We got drawn for J. Como there in Missouri on one of their managed
Yeah.
hunts, and he hunted out of a saddle. And nah, I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah, you got drawn for Tacoma a few times, haven't you?
Just once.
Just
I
once?
Put in for 14 years.
Oh, that's right. That's what it was.
And then
Yeah.
Nate got drawn, and another buddy, Ethan. We all got drawn, and
In the same year.
same year.
Yeah. You guys have been putting in for it forever.
Forever.
That's what Nate was saying. I think he was like, you guys had done a lot of like scouting work years prior,
Yeah, just
hoping you were going to get drawn.
Yeah,
And then you finally you put in for it, but you're kind of like, I ain't getting drawn. So.
And then of course we get drawn, after they go in and do the colon for the CWD. So it was
that great thing they did.
Yeah,
they helped Missouri out a lot with
so
that.
Great.
Yeah. Yeah, I was super happy about that. A lot of people were super happy about
Super
that.
happy.
But I think they've stopped, right? They're not doing what I read was
I think
they're
that's
not
what
doing
I read
that
as
no
well.
more. Or at least it's paused or something.
Yeah, something. It's not continuing yet.
Yeah. I'm like, I just don't understand it.
I'm
I guess.
not a biologist, so
Yeah. They know more than I do, I guess, but
above my pay grade.
I see a lot of deer, and I don't see none that look like they need to be put down for health reasons. You know what I mean? I see a lot of healthy deer. So, but I'm sure they're around somewhere, obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's a real thing. But some of these states are going crazy with that stuff. Ohio just went crazy this last season with it. We were actually going to go on an Ohio hunt, and a few people were like, "Don't do it this season." That CWD is rampant, and they were taking a bunch of them out, and so we didn't go last year. But hoping maybe next year.
Wow.
I want to do an out of state hunt. I even talked to Nate about hunting Kansas because I'm like, I just never really knew how to do it. You know what I mean? Like, okay, you have to put in for it.
Yeah, you gotta get drawn. Like
Yeah.
only one I'm aware of is Kansas.
Yeah.
You put in for the lotto, and if you get picked, then they deduct your money out your account, and then you go. If not, you don't go.
Do you still have to pay to even just to put in?
You got to pay. You got to buy your hunting license. which I
Okay.
think was like 150, 170 bucks, and then the license itself for the deer tag and all that for out of state was right around $6.
Okay. Yeah.
At least this last year was.
Yeah.
Before that, it was cheaper. If there's anything else with time, it just keeps going up.
Yeah, for sure. Well, and I was like, well, I hate to pay that money just to go hunt public. You know, if I had a spot, but they say that some of these walk-in spots they have and stuff are great spots.
Phenomenal.
So I'm like, I'm just gonna have to do it and just figure it out. You know what I mean? So, and just like that, I want to go hunt Ohio, and I just want to do it a
Now,
couple
you can
times.
do Nebraska. That's what we're gonna do this 26 season.
Are
It's
you?
over the counter,
Really?
and Nebraska's what 3 hours away
Yeah.
from here.
Yeah.
Take the river, get in by river access.
Yep.
Ain't
Good to
gotta
go.
Mess with nobody. You're going in deeper than what they're going in right off the bat.
Yep. That's why I have a kayak that I put together for fishing.
Yeah.
But in the back of my head, it was always I want to go into the back of some place, use it to get in somewhere, shoot a deer, and get out. I haven't done it yet, but I'd love to do that, man. To me, that's so I don't know what the word, not primitive, but it's just so
Just go with feral.
yeah, feral. Yeah, I like your house word, feral.
Feral.
It's just getting out there, getting in the river, and getting back in the back of something. My thing is, okay, so you do that. You pull up to a bank. Isn't it gonna be muddy as crap when
Oh,
you
yeah.
get out?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, how do you do that? That's the part I haven't figured out yet because I step out of that kayak, I'm gonna get sink in the mud and just get stuck. My boots gonna be stuck in the mud, and
Pull out, you ain't gonna have the boots gonna be in the mud.
yeah, I'm be like, nah, I ain't got nothing but a mess here, man.
Yep, that's what it's gonna be.
That's what it's gonna be. I guarantee you, at least the first time. So I'm like, I got a couple buddies, in the mobile hunting world, and that they do it, and they've been successful. And I'm thinking, I need to ask them, how the heck do you do that? Do you have a concrete spot that you can put in, take out? You know what I mean? That may help. But
Come behind the dikes.
yeah,
It's gonna be rock banks behind the dikes to slow the river down.
and just hope like heck nothing crazy happens. All of a sudden your boat goes down the river while you're in the woods. You know what I mean? Now we got an even bigger mess.
Yeah, now you're stuck out there and
Yeah.
you're out of state.
Oh, guess what? You have no signal.
Yep. Facts, always.
I'm like, this is gonna be a nightmare, man. But it'll be one of those memories you'll never forget. You know what I'm saying?
Especially if you're getting stuck in the mud.
Yeah, especially if you got a deer with you. It's like, now what are we gonna do?
And then you gotta figure out where you're gonna put the deer at in your kayak.
So I asked somebody that one time. I said, "So I'd be kind of nervous putting a deer on my kayak. You know what I mean? I'm not real comfortable with that." They said it'll float. I'm like, the deer will float, and they're like, yeah. And what they did actually was put a life jacket around the deer and floated it down the river. They said it'll float anyway, but the life jacket just helps it,
Just tie
gives
a
it
rope
more.
on it and have a deer in tow.
Yep. I'm like, well, I hope you're going downstream because going upstream is gonna be a mutter.
Yep.
But I was like, put a life jacket on it and float it. I'm like, hey, I'll try anything. You know what I mean? See if it works. You know what I mean? See what happens.
Yeah.
But all right. So why don't we talk about this buck you put down, man?
All right.
I'd like to hear about this.
So I got drawn for the 2022 season to hunt in Kansas. We hung up some cameras at some different farms that Nate had access to. One of the cameras kept hitting pretty consistently with a nice mature deer. Kind of blew up my pant leg. I'm like, well, maybe we should just hunt this farm. And we just kind of solitaired on that, moved a couple cameras around, tried to pattern him out, figure out where he was coming in at, about what time.
When did you start like seeing him on camera? Like, was it early? I mean, summertime or was it
Beginning,
season?
about the beginning of the season, September's, we hung up the cameras, and then we didn't hunt the farm till mid October, just because of the temperatures and it was hot.
Yeah,
It was hot,
yeah,
and hung up the cameras, kept getting pictures consistently of the deer coming out between 4 and 5, and then just bumping up and down all down the field edge, making the scrapes, following everybody, and then we just figured out that we were just going to hunt that one. We hung a stand. Nate hung a stand. It was 25, 28 feet up in the tree. It was up there. Like and the trees is big,
yeah,
but it didn't matter. It's way up there.
yeah.
So I get up in there and hunted a couple nights with. And there's just does galore. I ain't never seen that many does before in my life hunting in Missouri.
So you're on a field edge.
On field edge. At that year it was soybean. They just cut the bean field, and there wouldn't be nothing to see 14, 22 deer out there.
No kidding.
Just everywhere.
Yeah.
And I'm Jackson County, Missouri hunting, and maybe 3 deer a week.
Yeah. Total difference.
Yeah. And I'm like, man, this is crazy. He's like, oh yeah, it's great. And then we go hunt a couple other farms out there in Kansas that year, and we walk 140, 150 inches walk by. I got that.
Your heart was set on that.
Yeah, I wanted something that was like, yeah, that's without a doubt 160.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
And he called me up one day and he goes, hey, get up here by 2:30. It's going to happen tonight. It was November 6th. He called me up. It was about noon. I said, all right. So I rearranged my schedule. I run a pest control company. So I'm like, well, called a couple customers and like, hey, I have to bump you off another day real quick. Something came up, and grabbed my stuff at home, took a shower, rolled out to Kansas, did that hour and 20-minute drive, and got to his house, changed, hopped in his truck. He dropped me off the edge of the field, walked to the other side, see it dark. I'm going to go down the other edge and hunt that edge. I'm like, okay. I get up in the stand, and I wasn't there but 30 minutes. And here comes a doe walking out from underneath the tree stand, just milling around right in front of me. I'm like, I just pulled up bow, just had it sitting, waiting. Cause
I just might smoke.
Yeah, I mean, he got me all hyped up. He's like, it's going to happen. I gotta get out.
You're on the ready.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, cool, I'm here.
Yeah.
And does just kept coming out. And then there's some small scrub bucks, 8-point, 9-point, but they weren't mature. They were 2-3-year-olds.
Now, let me interrupt you. How are you about your scent control and stuff? Like, I heard you say you took a shower and stuff. I mean, is that part of your regimen? Or?
Yeah, I'm on point in my opinion on that. I'll take a shower before I go. I keep all my clothes, and I got one of them scent crusher bags, and I'll run that sucker 3-4 cycles on that 30-minute run, and then when I get in the truck to go, I'll run it again. Yeah. Just to make sure.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think I'm okay on that one, and then we play the wind.
Yeah.
Regardless.
I try to be. Sometimes I think I'm overboard on scent control, and I don't know. I believe it works. I mean, I don't think you're totally going to ever get rid of your scent, because I'm like the biggest scent hole on our body is our mouth. You know what I mean? And I'm like, but I always shower beforehand, and if I hunt today and I come home and I'm hunting tomorrow, I'm washing my clothes tonight.
Yeah.
And then I put them in, I have a bucket. A lot of times I'll put corn in that bucket, or I have acorns and pine cones and stuff like that in one. I'll throw that stuff in there just to get that kind of scent or whatever. And that's where I keep my clothes. And my wife's always like, my dad never washed his clothes every time he went hunting. Well, your dad was rifle hunting for one, so they didn't have to get near his clothes. You know what I mean? So, and maybe that worked for him. This is what I do, and it like I said, it just makes me more confident when I go out in the woods that I feel like I'm doing good.
Whether it works or not, I don't know. I think it works.
Yeah, in my head, it works really well. Yeah. So that's what I do, and my kids do the same thing. They practice the same stuff just as much as I do. So
it's like a superstition with anything.
That's right.
So I mean, this is what we do.
If it works for you, it works for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So you're in the
I'm
stand.
in the stand, deer starting to fill out in the field, and I look over to the left side of me and I see him the property. I'm sitting at the corner of it, and then the neighbor's property kind of cuts back over further to the left and behind me, and I see him far back in that way, and he's bumping does, and he comes up and runs out in front of me to the
How
left,
far is he at this point, you think?
90. Like I'm just waiting.
You see him and
I'm
you're
just
like,
waiting.
come on.
And that one doe that came out at 4 o'clock, she's still
Right there.
Right there. And, you know, there's a couple more filtering in from the right hand side, and Nate's probably 200 and 300 yards down to the right of me. But I can't see him because the field edge it cuts back.
Yeah.
And he starts making his way back in this way, about 47 yards, and that was the end. Broadside.
You said it's over.
Dropped him.
47 yards.
47. I texted Nate. He didn't respond, so I called him. I'm like, hey, I dropped him. He's like, I don't care.
So you watched him drop.
Oh, yeah. I'm sitting there looking at him,
Yeah.
dead in the field.
Watch him drop.
That's my, I love Grim Reaper broadheads.
And that's what I used.
Well,
Yes, sir.
shit.
Yeah.
Watch him drop.
Yeah.
Yes.
You get on their Facebook page. They shared a picture of him.
Oh,
multiple
nice.
times. I
Yeah.
mean, that's what I used.
Yeah, I love Grim Reapers, man.
They're only good for about one shot, but you know, I found
don't
that
know.
out the hard way.
Did you?
Oh, yeah.
Well, see, I've never used one twice,
Oh, yeah.
but I always look at them and I'm like, I believe I could use that again.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
It ain't worth
You're
it.
gonna be mad. You're gonna be mad.
Okay.
Don't do
Good
it.
to know. Good to know.
And I mean, you know, all them does that I've taken home, I'm like, man, I'm not gonna keep buying broadheads. I'm just gonna reuse it. No,
Don't do
don't do it.
it.
Don't
So
do
tell what happened with the bad. I mean, obviously it didn't die. It didn't. What happened?
It didn't penetrate all the way through,
Okay.
and the blade broke off, and
Oh yeah.
so I mean, it probably hit a bone
Yeah.
on the previous deer
Yeah.
and stressed it out.
Yeah.
And I called Grim Reaper and was talking to them, and they're like, the heat treatment process probably they changed something on it. I don't remember the exact details. I'm like, all right, well, I won't do that again.
Yeah.
So it's buy a couple packs every year.
Yeah. Yeah. That's crazy because like I said, I always look at them and I'm like, I believe I could use that again. You know what I mean?
Don't do it.
I ain't gonna do
Don't
it.
do it. Now,
I
guess-
never have. I won't.
I think they make replacement blades. You
Yeah,
can,
I
you can
actually
do
just
that.
seen that the other day.
You tear them all apart, but
I don't do that either.
The hands don't work that well with that little tiny stuff.
Yeah.
So it ain't worth it.
I'm like, I just buy a new pack. It's okay.
Yeah, it's
you know
just-
what I mean?
Buy it and be done with
That's it.
It's easier.
This last year I think I ended up shooting 5 different broadheads. I've shot Grim Reapers for years, but for whatever reason I thought, man, I'm gonna try some other stuff out just to see. I shot QAD, I shot Sever, I shot G5 Mega Meat, and I shot the Grim Reaper Carnivore
Yeah.
and the Whitetail Special.
Yep, that's what I use, the whitetail special with the hard metal tip, not
Yep.
the ones with little razor tips on it.
No, I'm the same way. And at the end of the season, I said, I'll never shoot nothing but Grim Reaper.
Yeah.
I just think they're great. They do exactly. The G5 did well. I shot a big drop tine this year, and it put him down. It was a crazy angle shot. He was hardcore quartering to me, and so I just tried to miss his shoulder blade. I snuck in right behind it, but I think I might have hit a rib bone or something because basically it went in right behind his shoulder and came out right in front of his back leg on the same side. So I think
Just kind of snuck in and
it just ricocheted and went down is what I think happened.
he came home, didn't he?
Yeah, boy.
Doesn't matter.
I had to call my buddy Steven Robinson with Project Deer. Shout out Project Deer. He brought his drone out because, well, what happened was I called my buddy, or I text my buddy. I said, he takes great pictures, wildlife pictures. Like if you shoot a nice deer, he's one that I would call. And so I texted him. I said, hey man, Bobby Leslie. I said, Bobby, I think I just smoked a hammer. And he said, what do you mean you think? And I said, well, it was hardcore angle, angle at me, this and that, quartering to me. And I said, I can't see my arrow. I don't know where. I was still in the tree. And he said, no, don't go after that deer yet. And I was like, where I hunt this particular spot, it basically drops off on top of a ridge line, and then it just drops off and it goes down to the bottoms where this creek is. Well, if I shoot a deer in that spot, 99% of the time they're going to run down the bottom of that hill
Oh yeah.
because they're going to make it hard on me. But they're going to that water, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, and that's what he did. Went down to the bottom of the hill, and I thought he's dead down at the bottom of that hill. And Bobby says, "No, man, don't go after him." And I said, he goes, I could be there by 6 o'clock. And I'm like, this is like 12, 11 o'clock. I'm like, bro, I'm not waiting till 6. And I thought, well, I have to now. Because if I go down there and I jump him up, Bobby's
Yeah.
going to say, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
Told you don't do it. So I waited. And I waited. I get down to the tree. I actually found my arrow. Okay. Didn't look like it was a great pass through. So I was like, I'm not sure what happened at this point. At that point, I didn't know what had happened. And so I'm like, all right. Kind of looked around for blood right there, little spots here and there. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to listen to Bobby. I got out of there. Went and ate, whatever. Met up with him after he got off work. We start walking. Next thing you know, we're jumping this deer up.
Oh no.
We get down in the bottoms. And I'm like, he's going to be right here. All of a sudden, this buck jumps up and takes off. I'm like, was that my buck? You know, everything happened so fast I couldn't.
Yeah.
So I walk over to where he's laying down. Sure enough, there's not a lot of blood, but there's some blood there. I'm like, that was my buck. And now I'm just devastated. It's been 6 hours and I still jumped him, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, ah. So we walked a little bit and then we decided, no, let's get out of here. All we're gonna do is push him, make it worse. And so we did. We left. And on the way back to the house, Bobby's like, man, I wish I knew somebody that had a dog. I was like, yeah, me too. And then I was like, wait a minute. I know somebody that just started a drone recovery program. And so I was like, let me call Steven up. So I called him up and I said, hey, man, I told him what happened. He said, hey, I can be down there at 6:30 in the morning. I said, perfect. We'll let him lay overnight and hopefully we can find him in the morning. So he comes down, him and his wife, Christy, and they come down and they he gets this drone out. He's got the thermal drone and stuff. You know, I'm like, man, this thing is killer, dude.
Yeah.
He's flying over where I was hunting. I'd met him on this back road, and which the deer, the last I seen blood, he was headed towards that road. So I thought maybe he went in through the tunnel that goes under the road, or he went up over the road. I'm thinking if he's hurt, he'll go through that tunnel. He's not going to climb the bank and go. You know, I wouldn't think. Anyway, so he's flying this drone all over the place where I'm hunted at. I mean, we're seeing bucks and does, and those things are killer, man. You can zoom in on
I've
a
seen some of them
squirrel.
videos that they put on YouTube. Of
Yeah, I'm like, that is amazing, dude. I mean, you can see anything you want to see. And you know what really amazed me the most? This is probably dumb, but you know, trees are alive, obviously. But the heat that they were putting off, like when that thermal drone would go by, I was just like, they're like really alive. I mean, like they're putting off some energy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was wild to me. I was like, that's pretty. I'd always known it, but I'd obviously never seen it like that. So I don't know why that just amazed me so much, but I really was like, man, that's pretty cool. Anyway, we flying all over, and my confidence is dwindling as we're doing this. I'm like, we're not gonna find this buck,
You're
man.
probably only like 2 minutes in.
Yeah, it's over.
Yeah, it's over.
Pack it up, man. Appreciate you coming out. No, so he's flying and nothing. Well, he's got to come back to change the battery, and so he's coming back, and his wife Christy said, "Well, why don't you check over there?" And he said, "That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna change the battery, and then I'm gonna fly over there." So he gets it all set up, and he starts over there, and first thing we seen there was, I call it a black panther. It looked like a house cat, but I'm sure it was a panther.
Absolutely was. Absolutely. They exist.
That's right. So all of a sudden there was kind of a long thing laying there, and he's like, "Well, what's that?" And he flips it from thermal to the camera, and you can see the body of a deer, and you can see the intestines hanging out. I'm like, "Dude, is that my buck?" Well, you couldn't see the head because of the angle at that point. And so he's like, he flips it around this way, and I could see that drop tine. And I was like, dude, that's my buck. Now, Steve had just started this Project Deer, and I think he'd been on one recovery with it prior to this,
Yeah.
and he wasn't successful. So this was his first successful find with this drone. My first drop time, and you would have thought, I mean, I don't know what you'd have thought. We're jumping up and down, hugging. I kissed him on the cheek. Christy said I wrapped my leg around him. I said, I was excited. I said,
Yeah.
it's a drop time. I was super
Yeah.
excited, man. So, and then we looked, he was 500 feet from where we were standing. So it was just, let's go find him. So I kept thinking he would have went under the road, but he didn't. So I started down this one path and it was real thick. And I was like, let me find a clearer spot to walk down here. I find a clearer spot, start down there. I mean, it was just blood, blood, blood. And I was like, he literally come up over the road and went down. And this blood was still wet. You know what I mean? And I was like, that's crazy to me. And when we finally got to him, rigor mortis hadn't even completely set in. So we're thinking he died at like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, probably. By this point, it's probably 7:30, 8 o'clock. So he hadn't been dead too long. But it was just crazy to me that he lived that long. They're so tough, you know what I mean?
That adrenaline gets pumping in them and they gone.
Yeah, for sure. Anyway, I don't know how we got off on that tangent, but we're just talking deer, I guess.
That's what
The
happens.
funny thing about that was a Monday, first day of my rutcation. I'd taken 2 weeks off to hunt the rut, and that was the first day. And I smoked this drop time. But the day prior, me and my oldest son Brandon were talking, and I was like, "Dude, I've shot a lot of nice bucks in my day. You know what I'm saying? I've been very blessed, very fortunate. You know, I've always have a good season. You know, maybe not the biggest buck in the world, but for me, everything I've shot, I'm just like,
Yeah.
great." And so I said, "But I've never even seen a drop tine out in the woods." I said, I see people shoot them or whatever. And I'm like, I've never seen one, you know. I said, that's like my dream buck. And then the next day,
Bam.
but to top it off, we're talking about saddle hunting. I seen a big buck that morning and I tried to get him to come in, couldn't get him to come in. So a couple of hours went by and I was like, I'm taking a nap, man. I'm pretty tired or whatever. So I get all comfortable in my saddle, you know, and I'm got my knees up against the tree and I'm crashed out. I sleep for about 30, 40 minutes. I wake up, and I'm kind of looking around. And I was like, man, I got to take a pee. So I stand up and turn around and go pee. Get all situated and turn back around and get comfortable in my saddle again. I look and this freaking deer is standing there staring at me 18 yards. I'm like, oh crap. And I see the drop tine and I'm like, oh my God, are you kidding me, dude? I'm like, how long has he been here that I didn't know he was here? Did he watch me sleep? Did he hear me snoring? You know,
Called him in from snoring.
either that or he heard the waterfall or something, you know. My son swears it's the broadside camo. He's like, well, he just thought the tree sprung a leak. He was like, what is that tree leaking? He couldn't see because
Some
you had
syrup
broadside
coming
out.
out.
Yeah. So, and it was crazy because he didn't look at me with any kind of panic or like, I'm getting out of here, but I kept thinking he's about to bolt. As soon as he realizes what I am, he's gone. So I grabbed my bow and I grabbed my release and I thought, I got to shoot now. And I start to pull back and I get about halfway back and I'm like, what the heck? I mean, I was struggling. I don't know if it was buck fever or what was happening, but it got to me. And finally, I was just like, pull the sucker back. And so I finally pulled it back and I shot, but everything happened so fast. But anyway, I was like, that's one of them stories I'm like, people don't believe. You know what I mean? Because I'm like,
Yeah.
I swear that's exactly the way it happened. You can be the stealthiest person in the woods and somebody else will be over here peeing out the tree and turn around and shoot a
Luck of the
giant.
draw. Luck of the draw.
Right place, right time. And I think a lot of other things play into that. I mean, scent controls. I mean, there's got to be they got to get into you regardless. So who knows, man? It was crazy. It was a great season though.
Yeah.
So
I called Nate and told him, I got him on the phone. He's like, don't get out of the tree. I'm like, he's dead. I see him. He's like, I don't care. Don't get out of the tree. Wait that hour.
yeah,
Like, I'm looking right at him. He's right there.
I can see him. He's not moving.
He ain't even crappie flopping.
Yeah,
He's there.
crappie flopping. I
Yeah.
love it, dude.
I mean, And so we waited, and it was about 5:20, 5:28. I called him. I screenshotted it on my phone just cause.
Yeah.
And then 6:30 rolled around. He said, "Go ahead, get down. I'll see you out there." I'm like, all right. Here comes Nate walking across the field, and we met up. And he's like, "All right, cool." We made a phone call because we ain't dragging that sucker. He was huge,
Yeah.
huge. Like they don't grow them like that in Missouri.
Yeah. Was he bigger than the one you shot
Oh,
when you
yeah.
was 12? I think it
Oh,
was.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like massive. All
So this is the biggest buck you've
hands
shot.
down.
Yeah.
Without
How'd
a
that
doubt.
feel? That had to be.
It was epic.
Yeah.
Just epic. I was really blessed that Nate kept on me. He's like, "Hey, you got to put in for the hunt out here. You got to." And I kind of, I don't know, man. And I was like, "All right, I'll spend the money," and I'm glad I did.
Yeah. Thank goodness.
It was good.
So how many times did you actually hunt out there before you?
Oh, we hunted, man, 20, 30 times.
Nice. So
30
you put in
different
some
sits.
time. in
Yeah,
there,
not just at that farm, but multiple farms. There was like 10 of them that we rotated through.
Now the multiple farms, was there always the thought that one would be on one of those other farms, or were
No,
you just hunting?
Yeah, we were. He had cameras up on all the other farms out
Gotcha.
there, and we knew that there was a shooter at every farm that we were going to that
Gotcha.
would qualify underneath that mature
Yeah.
160 without a doubt.
Yeah.
And that's what I wanted.
Yeah.
And we got him home, measured him out. He was 170. I mean,
Got
take it.
exactly what you wanted.
Yeah, he's a 160
Yeah.
without a doubt.
Heck yeah.
And he's resting on the wall now.
Can't beat that, man.
No, it was a good feeling.
I think you sent me pictures of him on the wall and stuff.
Yes,
Is
sir.
that- yeah, I'll
Yep.
have to include those in
Yeah,
there, man.
and my daughter that year, she got her first buck in youth season with a muzzle loader.
How old was she?
12,
12?
shot a velvet 8-pointer.
Nice.
First deer she
man.
ever shot.
Velvet?
Velvet.
Nice.
And I keep asking, I'm like, "You can go out hunting again this year?" "No, Dad, not until you kill a velvet."
What? You may not hunt again.
Yeah.
No, we can't do that.
Yeah, I'm like, all right. So, I mean, Nebraska, Kentucky, them are the 2 ones right there.
Yeah.
Get out there September 1st and get you a velvet.
Yeah.
And maybe I'll get her back out there.
Yeah.
She's older now and she's girl things.
Yeah.
Hanging out with Dad's not cool.
Yeah. My kids did that. They're all older now, but when they were younger, they'd be like, hunting was cool. Yeah. Let's go. And then by the time they got into high school or whatever, it was like, no hunting for me. I don't have time for that.
Trapping, nothing.
Nothing. And then I always thought, I had bows for them all. I had, all the gear for them to set up. All they had to do was say, okay, let's go.
Yep.
And we were going.
Yeah.
And
Snacks,
yeah.
ground blind, color
Yes.
books. Whatever.
I don't even care. And now I'm looking forward to getting them grandkids out there.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a shame because sometimes I kind of feel bad because I'd get my kids out there and when we hunted, it was serious. You know what I mean? We're not out here playing. We're not.
Yeah.
It's time that we're hunting. I don't want to come out here and waste my time. And that was always my thoughts. I want you to get a deer or at least see the deer. So to do that, you have to play by the rules. There's things you have to follow. You can't be out here talking. You can't be jagging around. You know what I mean?
Bags of chips.
Yeah. And so sometimes I feel bad because I do wish I would have maybe been a little more lax and just made it more enjoyable. It's made it more about just being out there versus I want you to get it. I was so hell bent on I wanted them to get a deer. I wanted them to do everything right.
Yeah.
And which is fine, but sometimes I was just like, man, I wish I had made it little more lax for them to where it just wasn't so serious sometimes. But they all had good luck, you know what I mean? Heck, my oldest son, he shot a hammer I think it was a 12-point when he was like 10 or 11. And then that was it. No more hunting for him.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's what happens when you shoot these giant bucks first thing.
Yeah. Or you spend the rest of your life trying to get something bigger.
Yeah. It's like, so it's crazy. But so I said all that to say with my grandkids, I think I'll be a little more lax and
Get you a ground blind and take them some snacks.
Yeah. Make it fun for them. So I got a special needs daughter and she's nonverbal. And I can usually get her pretty quiet, if you give her iPad or something, and because a lot of times if she gets excited, she'll be hooting and hollering, And so I've been getting this crossbow ready. I think my wife's actually gonna go turkey hunting and use the crossbow this year. And so I've been getting it ready, and I'm in back of my mind. There's been a couple people I've talked to that do some hunts with some special needs kids and adults and whatnot. And I was like, I wonder if I could get Rissa out there, you know what I mean, and get her on a deer. And I think I could. The only problem would be when she sees it, she's gonna get excited and she's gonna start hooting and hollering. So I gotta figure out how to get her to not do that. If I can figure that part out, I'm gonna get her out in the blind and
Yeah.
at least give her a chance. I think she'd love to be out there anyway, and we'll see if anything happens.
If nothing else, you're making them smiles and memories.
That's right, and that's what it all counts at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
If you don't have that, you got a trophy on the wall, no memory. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
you got to have the memory. You got to go with it for sure.
Facts.
So, so you smoked him. Did you do any more hunting after that year?
I took a buddy out. I was pretty much done. Like, how are you going to top that? Like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to come back to Missouri and top that.
Yeah.
So I took a buddy out and never went hunting, and he shot his first deer, and then I was done.
Yeah.
I was cool. I wasn't trying to be greedy. Like, I got what I wanted.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It was a great Kansas hunt.
Yeah, it was great.
Brought home a Kansas trophy.
Yep.
Yeah, you can't beat that, man.
I didn't rifle hunt that year. I was just stayed home.
Yeah. Do you normally rifle hunt every year?
Generally,
Do you?
At least the first weekend, I'll go down. We all have a little get together, like our Thanksgiving, down at deer camp.
Gotcha.
Just go down opening weekend, hang out opening night. Everybody eats, get fat and sassy, and
Yeah.
maybe get up the next day and go.
Yeah.
Maybe ate too much. Maybe not go. I don't know.
Yeah. Who knows? We're just having a good time at deer
Yeah.
camp. And
Yeah.
yeah, I love it, man.
Making memories.
Yeah. I remember so many times. Actually, when I started thinking about doing Camp Broadside, it was like, how it started was, I was talking to a buddy about remember when you used to have to stand in or wait or go to the check-in stations
Yes.
to check your deer in and whatnot?
Yes.
I mean, sometimes we'd get there and there'd be a couple hours line.
Way down the road.
Yeah. And I was young and we were talking about this and I said, I thought it was so cool walking up and down and seeing everybody's deer and listening to the stories because, they would tell you how it happened or whatever. And
Yeah.
I absolutely loved that. And I was like, man, I miss that so much. And honestly, I'm disappointed my kids don't get to experience that. And because even at a young age, I remember this one little girl, she shot a freaking hammer of a buck. I don't remember how big it was, but one of the biggest deer I'd ever seen at that time. And I was a little young for it, but I was like, I think her dad said she shot that deer. And I was like, you shot that deer? And she was like, yeah. And I was thinking, if she can shoot a deer like that, then I can shoot a deer like that. I'm like, I want to shoot a deer like that.
Yeah.
So it kind of motivated me. The next season, that's what I thought about. It was that little girl shot a hammer of a buck. I want to shoot a hammer of a buck. So I just missed that. And then just having the deer camps. Like we used to have, me and my stepdad, we'd go out and we'd meet up with an uncle and some cousins. We did not necessarily hunt together all the time. We hunt in different spots, but we'd meet up at camp and we'd sit around and we'd drink a little bit. We'd sit around, talk crap, tell lies, and
Yeah.
great
It's deer
stories.
camp.
You know what I'm saying? And I was like, man, I miss that. And I was like, I just miss talking deer hunting all the time. And so that was the idea behind this was like, man, it's just talking deer hunting. That's all it is. You know what I mean? It's no different than running into somebody in the Walmart parking lot and being, next thing you know, you don't even know the person, but you start talking deer.
Get there for 45 minutes. And
100%. Wife's in the car going, come on.
knocking on the window.
Yeah. We got to go. I'm like, hold on. I'm just doing the good part.
Knowing damn well you ain't got nothing to do.
She's just tired of sitting there.
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah. So I was like, man, I could do this right here. So then I got invited on a couple podcasts to talk about a deer I'd killed or whatever. And so I was like, man, I really enjoyed that, man. It was just talking hunting. It was just BS and me and this dude. And We weren't even together. We was doing it remotely. I was on my phone, he was on his phone, and I just thought this is super cool. I thought I could do this, and so I started doing it remotely, just on my phone, and actually in my other room because my younger son, who's in the military now, he was this was his bedroom actually, and so I started doing them, and I'm like, man, this is super cool. And then one day I was like, there are so many great hunters right here in this area, in the Kansas City area, Missouri, Kansas, all right here, Nebraska, even Iowa.
Yeah.
There's so many great hunters and so many great deer stories. I was like, why don't I do something in person? You know, it gives me a chance to meet new people, hear the story. I get to build this little cool setup, you
Yeah.
know. I thought, why not?
And do
So,
something you love
yeah,
besides hunting deer. Might as well talk
we
about
just
it.
talk about it, you know what I mean? And so what started out as a little phone hobby grew into something way more, but I dig the crap out of it, dude. I'll come down here and just sit sometimes and hang out. I'll be talking on the phone or doing something on the computer, and I was like, I just love this little area. You know what I mean? It's super cool to me. So that's how this all started. But deer camp,
Yeah.
what it's a great time, man. And
Just the camaraderie, the experience.
do you guys still do deer camps?
Yeah, we still go down south
Yeah.
and hang out down there opening weekend. I've done that my entire life. I ain't gonna give up on it.
Is it family? Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's super cool, man. So there's probably quite a few of you down there.
There's a few.
Yeah. Love that, man. Like I said, I wish my family still did stuff like that, but I don't think very many of them even hunt anymore. I think I'm pretty much the last of the Mohicans in my family. I got a couple cousins that they hunt, and but they'd be a good time to do deer camp with. That's for
Yeah.
sure. So I may have to hook that up sometime. Now, me and my boys have talked about doing a weekend camp where we go pick out a conservation area, public land area, somewhere where none of us have been. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Find it on the map. All right, none of us have been here. We're gonna go there. We're gonna set up camp. You know what I mean?
Scout it out on the map, see where you
Yeah.
want to go.
Tomorrow morning, it's your choice. You can go scout. You can go hunt. You can go do whatever you want. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then by set a certain time Sunday. All right, this is it. What we said was, hey, we'll each put $50 in, and then whoever kills the biggest deer of the weekend wins the pot.
Yeah.
But I thought, what a cool way to just get out and explore some land you've never been on, but also having deer camp. You know what I'm saying? And making fun of it and stuff.
And there's so much public land that you can do that on.
Yeah, dude.
Like Missouri has got bunches of public land.
But
Kansas, Nebraska.
don't go up north
No.
during rifle season.
No.
I call it little Louisiana up there,
Oh
man.
yeah.
There ain't nothing but Louisiana plates up there.
Yeah, well,
One of
I
my
mean-
favorite places to hunt. That's why they're there, because
Well,
it's a
yeah.
good spot,
Well, yeah.
and they're there. And I don't blame them at all, because if I can go hunt Kansas, I'm gonna go hunt Kansas. If I can
Right.
hunt Nebraska, I'm hunting Nebraska. I mean,
Right.
I have no hate for them. I just
That's just how it is.
that's how it is. You got to deal with it.
I mean, they down south where they got German Shepherds with antlers.
Yeah, I'm like, I can't blame them a bit. I do want to go hunt a gator down there or something. That'd be cool, you
Yeah.
know. So, but yeah, it's you're right. There's so much public land around that, and so much that I haven't even come close to. I haven't even looked at some of them on a map. You know what I mean?
And then there's primitive camping you can do there as well. So
Yeah.
you just pop up your tent, have your camp, base camp, and
Yeah, you know, Missouri's got walk-ins too.
yep.
I didn't know that until last year, I think. Me and my buddy he found it, and he was like, "Do you know Missouri had walk-ins?" And I was like, "No," and I was like, "What is a walk-in?" He's like, "Well, it's private land, but it's open to the public. There's certain spots you got to park, and I think somebody said some of them you have to actually check in or something."
Yeah, they got some app now for it.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Yeah, imagine that. So I'm like, I want to check into some of those because that sounds pretty cool too, man. But yeah, yeah. So what is one thing that you look for when you start scouting out a property and stuff?
Activity, sign, travel corridors, past years, rubs on the trees, you know,
Just basic sign
just
and
basic
stuff.
sign, and then go off of that.
Yeah, Yeah.
Sit somewhere elevated so you can see what's going on, and then move in closer and closer and closer, and hopefully.
now
your
when you
homework
say
pays off.
elevated, are you saying 4 foot off the ground.
Only 15. Only
'Cause you ain't
15.
going 20.
No, we ain't going up. We're like right here. So we're going to be like on a hill
Yeah.
right here.
That's right. I just want to be on the hillside so I can look down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
Not,
Yeah.
not all the way up there, but, just right there.
That's hilarious, man. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I don't do the heights, man. I just don't do it for me.
What do you think your like that deer that you smoked? What do you think was the contribute? What was your biggest success factor? Like scent control, or just knowledge of the land, or knowledge of him, how he moves, or
A lot of it was trail camera information that he was coming out like dead nuts.
he's doing it religiously.
Yeah, like it was
And that particular day, he did it religiously.
yes. And Nate he'd been hunting that farm for years, and he's had past pictures of him. So we put together the old trail camera pictures. I'm like, all right, he meets the criteria.
Yeah.
So he was cool with it. I wasn't worried about it because I was real nervous about maybe I'm gonna get something that's not mature enough. I'm like, man,
That would be my problem.
yeah. And we passed so many deer that season, and if we was in Missouri, man, I probably filled a tag.
Yeah. Or two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah, it's not a 160 without. His chest ain't filled out. There's no sagging between the front legs, and he met all the criteria. He's just
You're like,
tank.
that's him.
Yeah, you're coming home.
I got a buddy he's one of those if it's brown it's down guys.
Yeah, I mean that's how we were growing up.
Yeah.
The
And
weekend.
that's the way I always was growing up and stuff. I mean,
Well, I'm still like that, but it's got to be antlerless
yeah.
because it's coming home.
I'm like, I used to be just like that. I mean, if a deer walked out, I didn't care. I was shooting it. The point of me being here is to shoot a deer. And at that time, it was almost like I can't go home empty-handed. I'm not a good deer hunter if I do that. Oh, yeah, I shot a doe, you know what I mean, or whatever. I'm shooting something.
Yeah.
If it's brown, it's down. And that's the way my buddy Chris is. And his wife always tells him, if it's brown, it's down. You shoot it. I don't care. And that's what he does. But, and I keep telling him, though, if you hold off, man, don't shoot them first few deer. There might be something that comes behind it that's more worth your while.
Yeah.
And so when he comes out to one of the properties that I hunt, he don't do the if it's brown, it's down.
No,
Nah.
he's all like,
Yeah.
yeah.
And that's what he is.
That's how it was when I was with Nate. I'm like, man, I can't.
Yep. And I'm like, hey, I don't care if it gets you excited and you just want to shoot it, shoot it. That's your call. If you can hold off for a bigger buck to come in, I would assume you do that. But I'm not going to say don't shoot something that you're excited about. And he's done really good. He shot a couple deer off that property, and they've been good bucks. They've been definitely good for him for sure. You know what I mean? And he's like, this one particular day, he had a young doe come in, and then he had a yearling come in, then he had a young doe come in. He said, and then a spike come in, and he's texting pictures to his wife, and his wife's like, "Shoot it! What are you doing?" And he's like, "No, I'm waiting."
Yeah.
And then he had like a younger buck come in, probably 1-2-year-old buck, probably, and then this just kind of this radical 6-5 point thing come in. I mean, just kind of a crazy rack, and he said I couldn't pass it up, and he shot it, and it was a big bodied, it was a mature deer, and so he ends up. I meet up with him. We follow the blood. It didn't go maybe 60, 70 yards. And we find it. And I'm like, heck yeah, dude, that's awesome, man. And I said, see, now you got to tell your wife, if you'd have shot that yearling, or if you'd have shot the fawn or the spike or the doe, I mean, you wouldn't have got this opportunity. So sometimes you just got to wait a little bit.
You got to roll the dice sometimes and just
and you might regret it. That one there, I shot him in January of, I don't know, it's been a few years ago. But that morning, first thing in the morning, I'm in my favorite tree, and all of a sudden I'm just surrounded by bucks. There were like 8 bucks all around me, and some decent mature bucks. And I was like, holy crap, but I can't move. if I grab my bow or something, one of these suckers, because I got them behind me, beside me, in front of me, I'm like, one of these things is gonna see me, so I can't move. And so all of a sudden they start walking off, and I'm like, holy crap, they're walking off. What am I gonna do? I can't just let them walk off, you know. I didn't have a choice. I kept thinking, well, hopefully one will linger back or something will happen. It was that chance you got to take. You know what I mean? It's like, just let them go. About an hour later, I hear something on this side of the tree. I poke my head. He's walking that one there, and I'm like, oh, he's nice. And so I did that. Drew, I'm back here behind the tree. I'm walking the tree as he's going this way. I'm walking this way, and then finally I just smoked him, and I was like, oh, thank God I waited, man. You know,
Yeah.
but you just never know. It's game time decision all the time.
It was like this year in Kansas. I got drawn again for the 2025 season. Passed so many deer and just not the right deer.
Yeah. So did you shoot anything this year? Nope. Not in
Nope.
Kansas.
Not in Kansas.
Nope.
Donated.
Yeah. But did you have opportunities?
Oh, yeah, plenty of
Yeah.
opportunities.
You just
It just wasn't what I was after.
right. Yeah.
Same quality, if not better.
Hey, but at least you had that, you know, where you had it in your mind. You didn't settle. You didn't change your mind mid-season and be like,
Nah.
screw it, you know. I'm afraid sometimes I would do that if I'd be like, whatever, my standards, like my son says, as the season goes on, my standards go down.
Well, I mean, I want to go back, so I got to stay on that level.
Yeah, and you're hunting on farms that Nate has
Yeah.
permission. So
Yeah.
yeah, you
Well, I
got
mean, you seen the caliber of deer he's
oh
killing.
man,
So if I shoot something that's a 3-year-old, I
that was gonna be the caliber of deer he's killing.
yeah, it ain't gonna be an invite back.
Yeah, he was like, nope.
I mean, there's a lot of nice up and comers for
Yeah,
this coming up year.
yeah. I asked him if there was what he had, if he had anything after shooting that. I'm like, so do you have anything in mind for this next season? You know what I mean?
Probably in 2 years.
He told me he's got there's a typical. He said he don't have a large typical frame, and there's a large one out there.
Oh yeah,
And he said he showed me pictures. He said it may be his year. We'll see.
it just have to wait and see.
Yeah, I'm excited.
He'll surprise us all again. Don't doubt
I got to
that
keep
one.
tabs with him. He's that dude, man. He is just come across. I mean, like I said, I don't know him real well. Obviously, I've spent 3 hours with him, and I mean, he just seems like a great guy, man. I mean,
He's full of knowledge.
but he surprised me. He started. Now I'm big about. I'm one of the guys. I like talking about emotions and feelings and men's mental health and all this stuff. You know what I mean? That I've always. I kind of grew up in boys' homes and stuff, and that was a big thing when I was growing up. You talk about if something's on your mind, you talk about it.
Yeah.
And so as I grew up, that's the way I've always been. I mean, it's just I think even as a man, if you got some stuff on your mind, stuff you need to get off your chest, you got to get it off. You got to have that outlet. And man, we were just kind of talking deer hunting and stuff, and all of a sudden he starts popping off with this men's mental health and this and that, and I was just kind of like, what?
Oh yeah.
Dude, and we had great conversation. I was really surprised by it, man. I was like, this is a good dude, man.
Yeah, there's a group of us about 9
That's what he said.
we no matter what, we're there.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. No judgment. We're there.
Love that, man. I think
'Cause
everybody's got to have that.
if men ain't looking out for themselves and likewise for their other men, then who's gonna?
Yeah. You got to
You're
have
just
somebody
gonna-
to talk to.
You're gonna be stuck at home in your head.
Yeah.
And
And I'm my own worst enemy when I'm up here. You know what I'm saying?
everybody is their
Yeah.
own worst enemy.
I'll be like, I can't do this. I got to talk to somebody, you know.
Yeah.
So I always tell people, even on the podcast, I'll be like, hey man, if you're watching and you guys you in a dark spot, dark time of your life, and you need to reach out to somebody, get a hold of me. Send me a Facebook message. I'll hit you back.
Yeah.
And I know you're probably the same way. You know what I mean? Hit Mike up. And,
Well, yeah, like when we talked
Yeah.
earlier last month, I was like, hey, we're gonna have to postpone.
Yep.
You know, I mean, there's just
Yep.
You got to be there for your people.
Life happens, and you got to have a solid crew with you. I think
Yep.
it's very important.
It makes you better.
Yep. And I think you guys have a solid crew from
Oh
what
yeah.
I'm hearing.
Yeah,
And I know you guys have a good time.
there ain't no doubt about that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we feral. We're the feral group,
Yeah. That's awesome,
and
man.
we got young kids. I say young kids, but they're late 20s, and then we got another gentleman in our group that he's probably mid 60s.
Yeah.
I mean, we're all the same.
Yeah. Takes a village though
Yeah.
to get through life. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So
Everybody's went in different ways in their life.
yeah. And what's cool is especially when you have a group like that because there's something about you that you got to offer. You know what I'm saying? Or you experiences or whatnot that somebody else in the group doesn't have, but they have their own.
Yeah.
So that's
Everybody's got something else to bring into the table.
yeah. Everybody's got something
And
different.
between all of us,
You got some good
we
stuff.
got it.
Yeah. Yeah. I was telling you, me and some of my buddies used to get together on steak night. We'd eat steak. Man, that was a good steak too. I was telling somebody the other day, I was like, we need to start doing that again. It might have
You was
been
talking to
you.
me
I was like,
about
I
it.
might have to get a hold of these guys and be like,
Yeah.
hey, let's go have a steak. But it was cool, man. And it was just one of those things is like I remember one of my buddies just talking about his kids, everything that was going on and how it was jacking him up. And he was going through this roller coaster time. But it was so cool for him to feel so comfortable just to actually come out with these feelings and stuff. And then I started noticing every time we did this, it was somebody else
yeah,
had a spot, and it's like, man, this is really good for people right here. You know what I mean?
you got to have your own peoples.
Yeah, I think a lot of men don't realize how important men's mental health really is, or a lot of people in general don't realize how the stuff that we carry around on our shoulders and deal with on a daily basis. That there was a time that I think that we weren't. It wasn't cool. You didn't
No,
talk about it.
I don't ever remember it being cool
No.
ever.
Yeah, you had
It
to
was
be
suck it up,
tough. You don't cry.
suck it up,
You don't whine. You don't complain. You just do it.
put your boots on and get going.
Yeah, dude. And I'm like, we carry a lot of stuff people don't think about, you know. It's like I tell my wife about my special needs daughter. I'm like, we have friends that they understand. They see the daily life, the daily what it takes on a daily basis in our life. You know what I mean? You see it, but until you live that, you have no idea what it's like. And I mean, there's so much to it. The 3 o'clock, just short. I mean, I know that's totally off subject, but 3 o'clock in the morning one night, my wife wakes up and she hits me and she said, "Do you hear that?" I'm like, "No, I don't hear nothing. We waking me up." And we have a fan going every night. And she goes, "Nope, Rissa's choking." And I was like, "What?" And she jumps out of bed, and I'm like, "Oh crap!" So I jump out of bed, and come downstairs. Rissa's standing in the middle of the kitchen, turning blue. We had left the pizza out, and she'd come downstairs in the middle of the night and started eating a piece of pizza, and got choked on it.
Oh no.
She's turning blue at this point. I'm literally giving her the Heimlich. I'm standing there in my underwear, 3 o'clock in the morning in the kitchen, and she's 21, getting ready to be 21 here in another week or two. And at this point, she was probably 16, 17. And she's no small fry. She's heavy. Well, at this point, she don't know what's happening. So she's dead weight. And I'm trying to give her the Heimlich. I'd never given the Heimlich to somebody before. So I'd been taught, like when I was in the military and stuff. And I think there was a time I maybe took a CPR class or something that I was taught how to do it. But it's one of those things you're in class. For me, anyway, I never really thought about what's it going to be like if this happens. It just never happened. Well, now I'm down there at 3 o'clock in the morning in my underwear trying to give her the Heimlich going, am I freak? This is life or death. Am I doing this right? You know what I mean? She's turning blue. Leslie's like on the phone with 911, you know, and I'm just trying steadily. And she's dead weight. She's scared. She don't know what's happening. She don't know why I'm jerking on her like this. And finally I went whoof, and that pizza went whoosh. And all of a sudden you heard her go, and I was like, oh my God. I was like, it worked, man.
Right.
Holy crap. And then later I remember laying in bed I'll get emotional about it now, but I remember laying in bed tearing up, thinking, "You just saved her life. You literally saved her life.
Yeah.
That's huge." You know what I mean? And I was like, I would honestly, I was so proud of myself. I said, "You did it. You didn't get scared. You didn't, but all that stuff that you learned that you didn't think you was gonna know at the time, it obviously came back because it worked, and it was crazy, man." But to talk about stuff like people don't see that, you know what I mean? And when they don't see stuff like that, they don't think about it. And I'm like, that's stuff we deal with on a daily basis. So having that group of people where you can talk to, kind of like you and I talking right now, like
Yeah.
that just started coming out, and it's like that weighs on a person, you know what I mean? And if you don't have somebody you can talk to get it out, you just bottle it up and bottle it up, and everything bottles it up until you ain't no good no more. Something's gonna happen.
Yeah. And that's where your people got to come save you.
Yes.
They have to.
Yep. I got a good crew. I know it sounds like you got a good crew,
If,
man. And
if it wasn't for my crew, I wouldn't be here.
yeah.
So,
Well, I'm glad you got your crew, and I'm glad you're here, and hopefully we can become friends and
Absolutely.
and hang out, man. Because you seem like a great dude, man. And it's been an honor to get to know you and whatever the last couple weeks when we talk off and
Yeah.
on and whatnot, and I think we'll hang out sometime and whatnot, and
you're gonna,
just continue this
you're
friendship.
gonna have to figure out how to come with me and catch some crappie.
Man, I love crappie fishing. You guys use jigs or minnows or
You want
everything?
Whatever you want, we got you.
Me and my son was talking about it today. I was like, I was telling him you were coming over, and I said, man, him and Nate, I said, them some crappie fishing, son, and we think we're crappie fishers. And I'm like, I'm telling you, these days, I said, they've already been killing it this year. I said,
Yeah.
I've seen the pictures of the stringers just
Yeah.
full of crappie. And he's like, really? And I'm like, I'm telling you, these guys ain't playing. I said, I'd be kind of, because Nate's told me, hey, anytime you want to go,
Yeah, just
hit me
call.
up.
Call,
I
send
said,
a
I'll be
message.
honest. I said, I'm kind of intimidated. These are real crappie fishers. I think I know what I'm doing. I get out there and be like, you guys don't mind if I use a bobber, do you? That's what we were saying.
Put your little slip bobber on there.
Yeah, I said, I'll put a bobber on there.
I got a little Barbie pole in the boat too if you want.
See, that's what's going to happen. Next thing you know, these guys are going to have me out here with a Barbie pole fishing
Yeah.
for crappie, And I think I know what I'm doing, but we're about to find out.
Yeah.
I'm going to get out there with y'all
Yeah,
sometime,
you might as well
man.
bring your son.
Yeah, I think it'll be a good time.
One of you
for
hop
sure.
in my boat. Nate take the other.
Heck yeah, dude.
Oh man, you ain't far from the lake right here.
Nope. And we go up there a lot anyway, fishing and stuff. So
Ah.
it'd be a lot easier hopping in your boat than dragging that kayak out there. and
Yeah,
paddling around.
no.
that sucker, dude.
I ain't swimming. I ain't getting in the water. Ain't
Man.
happening. It's like climbing up in a tree. I'm cool.
Yeah. You're staying in the boat.
That's why I got a fat boat.
I don't blame you, man. Yeah, I definitely want to do that sometime, man. But hey, I don't want to take up much more of your time, man.
All right.
I appreciate the story.
No, I appreciate you inviting me to come out and chit chat with
What a great hunting story, man. Congratulations on a
Thank you.
hammer of a buck, dude. And I hope this next season you come up with an even bigger one. You know what I mean?
you. Have to see what the good Lord's got for us.
Whatever tickles your fancy.
That's
You know
right.
what I'm saying? So, again, thank you very much. I appreciate your time. Appreciate you being here, man.
Not a problem.
Everybody else, I hope we were a little bit entertaining for you. And maybe you picked up some tips or tricks along the way there. And hopefully you enjoyed it. You know what I'm saying? And if you haven't hit that like and subscribe button, if you do that for me, I'd greatly appreciate it. It just helps to grow a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Michael, thank you again. Appreciate you, man.
Thank you for the invite.
As always, blend butter, hunt harder.
Every season brings us back for more. It's blood trails and bucktails round the fire where the whiskey sails. Every hunt's a story, every shot's a chance. What's your story?